very special award. The prestigious Pioneer Award was first bestowed in 1985 and has only been awarded 11 times since then, including today's recipient. This award recognizes and honors an individual who has pioneered technical or innovation or other innovation that has a significant long-term impact on the application of electronics, electrics, or instrumentation for airline operations. This prestigious pioneer candidate has been pioneering at the forefront of aeronautical data link and satellite communications from its very beginning and every step along the way to the present day across more than 35 years. His early accomplishments are wrapped up with Boeing 747-400, the first truly connected airplane responsible for multi-supplier ACARS data link, and the first ever line-fit Inmarsat satellite communication system. Within 5 years, he introduced the satellite voice service in the cockpit, along with air traffic control facilities and certification of the first data link capable of air traffic service messaging as part of the future air navigation system, FANS. Our candidate conducted the first test of the lower orbit LEO aeronautical satellite system, Iridium, providing voice and pager services and developing and coordinating system requirements between suppliers, providers, and regulators. Turning to the passenger cabin, the candidate was the inventor and system engineer for the first passenger proxy email service, which cached internet content deployed commercially. Our candidate was the principal designer of the first cellular data modem for in-flight entertainment approved for line-fit installations in both Boeing and Airbus. Our candidate has been leading the standards for in-flight connectivity from the very beginning as founding chairman of the AEEC KUK Data Satcom Subcommittee and industry editor for Airing 791 Parts 1, 2, and 3, and Airing 792. He has drafted the APIMs for initiating airings 848, 857, and 793, and has been, / still is, primary contributor to each of these projects. For the last 5 years, our candidate has been the thought leader at the Seamless Air Alliance. He facilitates each of the expert working groups and is a significant contributor to IFC standards related to interchange of the system, architecture, and standard interfaces, measuring and managing the IFC experience, personalization, and IFC relationships with other standards bodies. On behalf of Airing Industry Activities, I'm especially honored to present Peter Lenny, Charter Board, with the 2024 Volare Award.
So Mike was secretary of HCS when I first started on SACCOM 35 years ago. Seems like yesterday. Back then, we were making use of an 88 bit per second data link. You can't imagine how much we could use those 88 bits per second. Today, we bring 1 million times that data rate to the airplane. In my career, we've seen that happen. But the emphasis on passenger entertainment, and I thought your comments this morning were really interesting. I think a lot of aviation was done by about 1970. And I came in the 80s with the advent of digital electronics, trading a screwdriver for a keyboard, and that brought a renaissance. But as to your point, I watched data link kind of saturate. 1995, we certified fans. We're still milking it. ACARS is still out there today. We haven't really evolved much. SATCOM, on the other hand, has been really, really vibrant. And I'm really glad to have moved there. I want to applaud Mike's leadership of AWC, by the way. AWC has remained relevant and at the forefront of avionics. Alongside Mike is a staff, and those staff members make a big difference at all of our meetings. And thanks to all of them. And I'd just like to say I still miss Tom Lewis. I was first assigned to work on ACARS on the 747-400, which was really the first truly connected airplane. And I want everyone to remember that because it sometimes gets forgotten. But the difference was ACARS and SATCOM were buyer-furnished equipment. Boeing didn't own the spec. Industry owned the spec. And when I say industry owned the spec, it's Airing Standards that owned that spec. I mean, we had an opportunity to collaborate here. I love coming to the WC meetings and work with industry experts, but not as competitors, but as colleagues. And I think that's really, really a special thing that we have here at AWC. I feel very strongly about building trust and a relationship with your colleagues. And I think it's really important that we all go out to dinner every night after meetings and have a chance to sit over beer and talk about the things that happen, but also talk about the things that make you interesting and the other person interesting and develop those relationships. So please, spend more time than just in the meeting. And I think the idea of doing Zoom meetings, it completely loses that. You'll never build a community over Zoom. You've got to come face to face to do that. I encourage you to share your wisdom and your knowledge. Fight for interoperability. That's so important. Interoperability is so important to this industry. That's what really lights up the competition. Strive for systems that are smaller, lighter, have less drag, more functionality, greater performance, and improved safety. Thank you for your recognition. I'm truly grateful.